Now, you've been in there with the best. Sergio Martinez, Jermaine Taylor, Bernard Hopkins. Who do you feel like your toughest opponent was?
Oh, man. Sergio with the foot movement was tough. Obviously, Bernard, you know, especially going up 2 weight classes to fight him. That was tough, too, with the experience and just the natural size. I don't know, man. And then you got to remember, listen, Jermaine Taylor wasn't a bad dude. He was, you know, he beat Hopkins twice.
Yeah.
Controversial or not, you know, they were great fights. Olympic bronze medalist. Jermaine could hit. He was a 6'2" guy. So those 3, I would say, you know, the hardest puncher, all of them, obviously, Edison Miranda. But Taylor, Sergio, and Hopkins had their own, like, their own grit, you know, their own special thing to them that made them hard. You know, one was strong, fast. One was just experienced and slick. And then the other one that was great with footwork and angles and hand speed. So
You were slated to face another great. The fight never materialized. I think it was an injury. You were going to face Andre Ward. It seems like you're the guy that just never says no.
Yeah.
What happened with that fight?
Well, that was great. That was the fight. That was what kind of was the icing on the cake for me to retire. You know, at that point I was with Robert Garcia, and I loved training with Robert Garcia. I mean, I learned so much being there with Robert for 3 fights, but it was just kind of hard up and leaving home at that stage of my career. And when they mentioned the Andre Ward fight, it kind of rejuvenated me, and I got the hunger back, and I was excited. And then that's when Andre Ward had that shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
He had the injury, and then at that point, you got to remember, the Super 6 was still going on, so there was no real big fights out there. You know, at least no meaningful fights that would have happened anytime soon. So I was at that point, I was just done with boxing.
Do you feel like, well, I've heard other fighters say that. Once you reach a point in your career, mind you, you've had big fights. Only a certain caliber of opponent can really get you out of the bed to do an 8 to 10 week training camp.
Yeah.
Was that the point, point in your career?
Yeah, and Andre Ward was that guy. I mean, you know, and I'm not even saying I would have beat Andre Ward, but I know that I would have went to that like going into the Jermaine Taylor or the Edison Miranda or Sergio Martinez. But yeah, when that fight fell through, and then there was nothing else out there, yeah, it's just hard. You know, it's hard to get up and go across country from your family and, you know, do a training camp and get ready for it. So, yeah, that like I said, that was the icing on the cake at that point. Look, some fighters don't fight till they're 58, you know, if they were able to. You got guys like my former trainer, Robert Garcia, who retired at 30 years old. You know, he was just done. So, and that's kind of how I was, and you know, I have no regrets about my retirement.